welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. So we are going to make a really nice dessert. I came across this because I'm actually kind of entering or preparing for holidays and wanting to know what can I make with apples, and found out that this is kind of somewhat of a traditional Christmas Hanukkah dessert, and I thought, wow, why not try it out? So it's considered, or the name is apple cider donut cake. And so if you get the idea donut, that means it's going to be a little bit, a little denser. So some really simple ingredients. Certainly you can make this from, flour, sugar, all of those things. My show is called Simple Delicious, Simple Delicious and Healthier Version. So because we're making this simple, we're actually going to just use the cake mix, okay? So whatever your favorite yellow or white box cake mix, this happens to be Betty Crocker, but whatever you prefer to use, you're just going to put that in your mixing bowl. And again, if you're not making it from a box, then certainly you want to get all of the flour and baking powder, all those things, but we're not going to do any of those. We're going to just keep it simple. So we have that. To that, we're going to add eggs. So this is 3 eggs. We're going to add apple cider, not apple juice, apple cider, okay? And again, all of the measurements, of course, are in the comments section. And then we've got a stick of butter, okay? We've got cinnamon and nutmeg, so we're going to add that. And so what I'm going to do is, what remains is actually a cup of chopped apples. Now what I did was I took the apples, took the core out, I put it in my Vitamix. You can see it's missing here because it's being cleaned, but I just put it on chopped. And you can just do it as easy as that. Or if you don't have a Vitamix, if you have some kind of a blender that just chops, just do the chopping. Or you can always do it the good old-fashioned way, slice it and then just chop it up, okay? But we're gonna put that in last. We're going to mix that in. So what I will do, and I won't bore you with this because it gets really, really loud, we're gonna go on and put it in our KitchenAid. Make sure it does not fall off. Very expensive piece of equipment here. And so I'm gonna go on and mix this up. We'll come back when it's done. Then we're gonna fold in the apples, okay? So we're gonna go on and give it a mix. Okay, we've blended this well, just about 2 minutes. That's about all you need. And so now what we're going to do is we're gonna fold in the cup of chopped apples. Now I would say, and I'm gonna put in the comment section just kind of maybe the kinds of apples you would like. Some recommend kind of tart apples. I'm actually using Gala apples, which I like the taste of Gala apples, so that's why I chose Gala. You might like Macintosh. So any of those good apples like that would be great. So I've got this nicely mixed. And again, as you see, you don't want to use a blender for it, just mix it. Also, what I found when anytime I use a yellow or white cake mix, I always use the Baker's Joy. And the Baker's Joy has a flour element to it. If you don't have Baker's Joy, I would say grease the pan and then make sure you sprinkle some flour on it. I've already put some in here, but let's go on and just make sure we've got this nicely covered. Again, you want to just put it all over the entirety of the pan. And I've already started that, okay? All right, so now, and I have the oven preheated on 325 because I'm using a coated pan. And we're just going to layer it in here now. And I'm still looking forward to this. And because I have a holiday party that's coming up, I want to serve this, and so I wanted to make sure, of course, try it several times, perfect it, and so this is where we are. We've got it perfected, and it's time now to treat guests to this wonderful kind of fall holiday kind of thing. Again, anytime apples are great and in season, that's a great time. So what you're going to notice is it's going to look a little thick. And remember, I said this is apple cider donut. So donuts are a little thicker, okay? All right, we are good to go. I'm going to now put this in the oven, and I'm going to check it in 30 minutes. Again, I always tell you, your oven is your oven. So you want to make sure if it's 30, I would check on 30, 35, 40. You're essentially going to stick your toothpick in, make sure it comes out clean. One last trick on box cakes. Once I've put them in the pan, I always like tapping them, get any air that might be in it. Okay, now we're good to go. We're going to put it in the oven, and we'll be back once we're able to see how delicious this looks. And then we'll actually add, once it cools, a little topping. All right, we'll be back. Look at this beauty. This is a beauty here. This is a beauty. I can't wait to take a bite. So this is how you want your apple cider donut cake to look. So what I did was, for me, it really was only about 30-35 minutes in the oven. And then I took it out and I let it cool kind of completely, and then transferred it over here. This is actually my cake holder, so I'll put the lid on top of it. But you do want to let it cool completely because we have finishing touches we want to do. So 2 things to add, and guess what? These are optional. You might say, I don't really want those, Shelley. Fine, you don't need it. But what I would suggest is you can do a little sprinkle of cinnamon on top. So finish it with just a sprinkle of cinnamon just on the top. Again, this is apple. We put cinnamon, of course, in the inside, but also a little bit on the outside. And then this is, again, completely optional in terms of using, this is confectionary sugar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just about a teaspoon. I'm going to put it in here, and then I'm going to just look at that beautiful. Look at that, look at that, look at that. And this is why you need it to completely cool, because if it's still warm, then what's going to happen is it's just going to melt. So that's why I want you to make it completely. Okay, just a teaspoon is really kind of all you need. You just trying to brush it on top. All right. So there you have it. Let's get this out of the way so we can enjoy a piece of it. Again, it looks absolutely beautiful. And it smells so good. You smell the cinnamon, you smell the apple. So let's just take a nice little piece here. And again, this is going to have, as I said, like a donut consistency. Looks like I've left a little bit, so I'm going to take that out because that will nicely fit on my fork. So it's a little donut-y consistency, but still delicious. Okay, so let's take our bite. First bite. So good. I can see this, you know, you want to make this is a great breakfast treat. You could even put brush a little butter on it because it's got this nice apple cinnamon. Whatever you do, it's just amazing. So I hope you enjoy this as much as I am and my friends and my guests are. If you haven't subscribed to my channel before, please subscribe. I come out with a show, something simple, delicious, a healthier version of a recipe every other week. And please, again, if you want the specific measurements of all the ingredients, go into the comment section and any other comments. I'd love it if you would give it a like, I love comments, feedback, whatever you would like to share. I usually communicate pretty quickly back to you. Thanks again for tuning in. Bye-bye.